Welcome to Car Comparos. Today we'll be comparing the Honda BRV with the Mahindra XUV500. So why are we even comparing these two cars? Prospective customers looking for a 7-seater SUV with forward-facing third row in the 15 to 20 lakh rupee range don't have much to choose from. Till recently, the XUV500 used to be their default choice. But since the advent of the BRV, the sensible quantum of those prospective buyers has started questioning whether they really need the big, burly, diesel-guzzling and cumbersome vehicle like the XUV500. Pricing and features. The top-of-the-line BRV VX diesel costs 15.1 lakh rupees on road Delhi, which is identical to the XUV500 W6 variant. Interestingly, XUV's lower mid W6 variant has a couple more features than the BRV's top-end VX variant. XUV W6 has parking sensors, cornering lamps, cruise control, and rain-sensing wipers and light-sensing headlamps over the BRV VX, while the BRV VX has push-button start and smart key, alloy wheels, and leather upholstery over the XUV W6. Performance and drivability. The BRV has a 700cc smaller engine than the XUV, but then it weighs 500 kg lighter than the XUV as well. BRV also has slightly lesser turbo lag than the XUV, which coupled to its smaller footprint makes it an easier vehicle to pilot in city traffic. XUV's dramatic sound effects make it feel much faster than the BRV in terms of outright acceleration, but BRV beats the XUV by a small margin on the stopwatch. XUV though has a noticeably stronger mid-range, allowing it to pull effortless overtaking maneuvers on the highway. It is also better sound deadened than the BRV. Fuel efficiency. The BRV diesel manual has an ARAI certified mileage of 21.9 kmpl, which is 5.9 kmpl more than the XUV500. The BRV petrol automatic has an ARAI certified mileage of 16 kmpl, which is 2.2 kmpl more than the XUV. In our real-world tests, the diesel-powered BRV manual was almost 5 kmpl more efficient than the corresponding XUV500, which translates to a savings of 1 lakh rupees in fuel costs over a usage of 75,000 kilometers. Comparing the automatics, the petrol-powered BRV CVT was consistently 1.5 kmpl more efficient than the diesel-guzzling XUV, but since the BRV is powered by the costlier fuel, it ends up costing the same as the XUV. Space and comfort. In spite of being bigger in every dimension than the BRV, the XUV hardly has any more space than the BRV inside the cabin. There is surprisingly similar headroom, kneeroom, and legroom in all three rows of both the cars. Only parameter in which the XUV convincingly scores over the BRV is the width of the middle row seat, which can comfortably accommodate 3 passengers, unlike the BRV's middle row that has very little space left over for the third passenger. However, the BRV fights back with 223 liters of boot space, more than twice of that of the XUV500 when all the seats are in place. With the last row folded, the BRV's boot capacity expands to 591 liters, which is more or less similar to the XUV's. XUV's interiors are ostentatious but cheap and will appeal more to the village simpleton, while the BRV's interiors are airy and cheerful and will appeal more to the frugal urbanite. Handling and ride quality. There is a world of difference in the handling of both these cars. The BRV has surprisingly car-like road manners with enthusiastic demeanor around the bends, aided by an accurate, well-weighted and feelsome steering rack. The XUV on the other hand has enormous body roll, lazy responses and a vague, disconnected steering rack, sapping all the fun from cornering. Both cars handle the Indian road conditions exceedingly well, thanks to their excellent ground clearance. XUV smothers the rough terrain with authority but transmits some of the impact to the passengers, while the BRV gracefully tiptoes over most of the potholes, getting caught out only by the worst of the lot. Reliability and after-sales service. Mahindra still has a long way to go to catch up with the world-class quality and reliability standards of Honda. Firstly, Mahindra's products have never proven to be as reliable as Honda's have over the past 20 odd years in India. Secondly, Honda's service, though not great, has to deal with far lesser issues compared to Mahindra in the first place, making the overall ownership experience far more hassle-free to the end user. Resale and cost of ownership. XUV is bound to depreciate much more than the BRV due to its massive shortfall in fuel efficiency as well as quality, reliability, and longevity compared to the BRV. Overall, the BRV diesel works out to be almost 2 lakh rupees lesser in terms of overall cost of ownership compared to the equivalent XUV500. Even the petrol-powered BRV CVT automatic works out to be almost 2 lakh rupees cheaper than the cheapest XUV automatic. That brings us to the verdict. At first glance, the XUV feels like a no-brainer over the BRV. It is bigger, more flashy, and yet costs the same as an equivalently feature-laden BRV. But on closer inspection, BRV's advantages over the XUV come to light one by one. The BRV has better drivability as well as better maneuverability around town than the XUV. It is immensely more efficient than the XUV. It has an equally spacious cabin and twice as spacious boot as the XUV. It has comfortable and well put together interiors than the XUV. It handles astoundingly better than the XUV and even rides a tad bit better. It is bound to be far more reliable and also depreciate almost a lakh rupees lesser than the XUV. Overall, the BRV is a much more versatile vehicle than the XUV and thus is the winner of this shootout.